Now, we all have heard, of course, about all these, courses in how to be a good person that people have to go on now. And sexual harassment course is one that is recommended in the House of Commons for MPs after a whole spate of, Westminster sex pest stories. And you'll know that yours truly apparently was at the centre of one of those, something that happened, goodness knows, 22 years ago. Frankly, didn't care at the time, didn't care now. But a cabinet minister lost his job partly as a result. It got a little bit out of control when Westminster had its Me Too movement. Well, MEs are recommended to go on a sexual harassment course. Peers in the House of Lords, though, are required to attend a sexual harassment course. One 91-year-old peer, though, is now facing a formal probe and investigation by Parliament's ethics watchdog for failing to attend a sexual harassment course. Two problems with this. One, quite three, actually. One, the fact that the peer is 91. Two, the peer is recovering from open heart surgery and has pointed this out to the Standards Commissioner. And three, the peer in question is the former House of Commons Speaker, one Betty Boothroyd, the first woman and only woman to date to hold that job. Do we really need her to go on a sexual harassment course? Let's talk to Emily Carver, who's a Conservative commentator. And no doubt Emily feels this is absurd as I do.
Yeah, I mean, it really sounds like an April Fool's story, doesn't it?
Every story these days sounds like an April Fool. That's the trouble.
You sort of hope there's satire, and then you open up the article and have a read and realise, nope, it's definitely true. So Betty Boothroyd, 91-year-old woman, is being reprimanded, investigated by the parliamentary watchdog over failing to attend this course. And these courses, the name is, they're kind of ironically named the Valuing Everyone training sessions to combat bullying. Valuing everyone. And, I'm not sure they've shown they value Betty very much.
But I mean, she did. I mean, she said for her age and for her health, she was advised not to be in London, not to attend the Lords, to be at her home in the countryside and to recuperate. And she was at high risk because of her age. So she's done exactly what she was told to do. And no, she said she doesn't do Zoom. She doesn't do online stuff, not willing to play. She's always been no nonsense. I've loved this woman since the first time I ever started working in the House of Commons. She was a brilliant speaker, and yet she's been investigated. I mean, what a waste of resources and what an insult to a woman who was a trailblazer.
Well, I mean, there's so much wrong with this story, isn't there? I mean, as you said, she's been a female MP for 27 years. I think, she probably knows all she needs to know about sexual harassment. Yeah. I would hazard a guess, and how to deal with it and so on. She could probably be teaching the course herself. But on the money point, I mean, the broader point really is, why on earth are we indulging these kind of courses with public money? I mean, why are we doing it?
I mean, it's bad enough with the unconscious bias, racial bias training, and then you've got this as well. Do we need to teach everybody not to sexually harass?
Well, the thing is that if these sort of courses were effective, then perhaps there'd be more of a case for them. But from all I've read on these kind of training courses, they just seem to be a massive scam, a sort of tick box exercise that every institution in our country seems to be on board with. I read today that apparently this training course in question for the House of Lords peers costs apparently £82,000 of our money. That's how much it's cost us.
Absolute outrage.
It is an outrage. And if you look at the unconscious bias training that was rolled out in Whitehall, rolled out to all the government departments, thankfully the government have now got rid of it, but they spent £370,000 of public money on training, re-educating staff.
It's bad enough when private companies, including I believe News UK, the owner of this radio station, wanting to do it. I have to say, I've still got an awful lot of bids from people who want to come on the unconscious bias training with me, because I think it could be a lively afternoon, Emily. I just think so. Betty Boothroyd, we wish you well. We hope you get well soon. Absolutely fabulous woman, total trailblazer, and the idea that she needs to go on a sexual harassment course, genuinely absurd.